Thank you, Dr. Cadup. I want to say how much Right to Life appreciates the partnership that we have with Dr. Cadup and Grace College, and really thankful for the leadership that he gives from the pro-life perspective as well as community involvement. Would you help me thank Dr. Cadup right now for being our MC this evening? Whether you're here in person this evening or watching online, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us this evening. It's disappointing that for the first time in 24 years of annual fall banquets, this is the first time that we're not able to gather in one location, one large group to celebrate life. As we made plans for this year's banquet and began to realize we were going to need to make a change, our desire was to give everyone the opportunity to, as much as possible, participate in this event while allowing all of you to feel safe and comfortable. Our hope is, and I'm sure yours is too, is that by next year we'll be able to get back to normal, or at least normal enough that we can gather again at the MOCC and actually have some food and have a regular banquet again. I want to thank Pastor Denny Wilson and Warsaw Community Church for generously opening up their facility for us this evening, and also Steve Wise and the tech team that's doing a great job of bringing this event to you here at the church as well as online. We also appreciate our sponsors and advertisers who are willing to switch gears and still support and sponsor this event. For those of you watching online, you can scroll down the page and see the sponsor logos as well as the list of advertisers, and there's even a button where you can download the program booklet. Finally, thank you to those legislators and candidates who are here this evening or watching online. Thank you so much for your pro-life support. We're reminded of how important pro-life legislation is right now, as we see another Supreme Court pick hang in the balance. So very important that we have pro-life representatives. A lot's been happening with Right to Life and the pro-life movement in North Central Indiana over the past year. And what I'd like to do is take a few minutes and give you some highlights of activities and events that give you an idea of the variety of ways that you're making a difference for life. National Life Change Sunday is always the first Sunday in October, when tens of thousands of Christians around the country peacefully and prayerfully stand for life for 1 hour. During that hour, we're a witness to those passing by that abortion is the shedding of the blood of innocent babies and hurts women physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Last year, we coordinated Life Change in 7 different towns around North Central Indiana. And I want to thank those of you who participate in the Life Chain on a regular basis. We really appreciate your willingness to publicly stand for life. We are planning, the next Life Chain, annual Life Chain is coming up October 4th, and we're actually expanding from 7 towns into 8 different towns this year. Back in January, in a COVID-free environment, which today seems like a lifetime ago, we took a record 26 students to the National March for Life in Washington, D.C. For those of you who've experienced the march, you know how motivating and encouraging it is to march alongside hundreds of thousands of fellow pro-lifers. Participating in the National March is a great motivator for young people to get more involved in the pro-life movement, and we're always glad to be able to take them to that event. On March 1st, the organization became a little larger. We merged with Marshall County Right to Life, and not only does that expand the number of counties where you're making an impact to 8, but it also brings a great group of pro-lifers into the organization from Marshall County. Through Right to Life, you're encouraging 5 different pregnancy resource centers in North Central Indiana and providing financial support for their efforts. Many of you may be aware that about 4 years ago, the Heartline Pregnancy Center Board came to the Right to Life Board and asked if we'd be willing to partner with them and help cover some of the administrative responsibilities for the organization. The board said yes, and this has meant that you've had a direct impact in Heartline's ministry. Through Right to Life's involvement in Heartline, you've made a difference in the lives of women like Anna, and we've changed her name for confidentiality reasons. But Anna was pregnant, and her boyfriend was pressuring her to have an abortion. Anna came to Heartline and met her unborn baby for the first time through an ultrasound. The caring staff was able to answer her questions and provide her with the physical and emotional support that she needed to confidently choose life for her baby. Over the past year, 161 women have met their unborn babies through an ultrasound at Heartline. Through your support for Right to Life, you've had a part in saving lives at Heartline as well as the other 4 centers in our region. The big project over the past 2 years has been the Safe Haven baby boxes and promoting the Safe Haven hotline number. At the fall banquet 2 years ago, we announced a fundraising goal of $30,000 to put 2 baby boxes somewhere in north central Indiana, and also to advertise the Safe Haven hotline number. God has taken that goal much further than we could have ever imagined. Through Right to Life, you've partnered with many individuals, organizations, businesses, and churches around north central Indiana, as well as partnering with Monica Kelsey and the Safe Haven Baby Boxes team. What seemed like a challenging goal of raising $30,000 has expanded to the point that you've actually been a part of raising $55,000 for the construction and installation of not 2, but 5 baby boxes in north central Indiana. And an additional $50,000 has been raised for billboards to advertise the Safe Haven hotline number. So $30,000 multiplied into $100,000 because of God's blessing and your efforts. We know of 3 north central Indiana babies safely surrendered because of the hotline number billboards that you paid for. In fact, up on the screen, you'll see baby Nola, who was surrendered in Columbia City, has been adopted and is doing great. Her surrender began with a phone call to the hotline number because of a billboard you paid for. And this is a picture taken at her reunion with the emergency personnel involved in the surrender. And now, yep, that's definitely worth applause. I've asked Monica Kelsey with Safe Haven Baby Boxes to come now and give kind of an update of where things are at with the Safe Haven Baby Boxes program.
I always have to lower this when I get on a stage and when Dave goes before me. I was just shocked when Dave said, let's put a baby box in each of our counties. And I'm like, that's a lot of counties in Northwest Indiana. And I'll tell you, I could not be more proud of the community that has raised all of this money and the babies that are being saved. When I met my biological mother when I was 37 years old and learned that I was not only a child that was conceived in rape, but also abandoned at birth, I lost my faith, I lost my purpose, and I lost myself. And I was sure that if there was a poster out there of an unwanted child, that my picture would have been on it. Fast forward 10 years after meeting my biological mother, I found my faith, I found myself, and I found my purpose. And when I look back today to when I was 37 years old and met my biological mother, I think how blessed was I to have been what some would have called unwanted. Today we have 43 boxes in 3 different states, and all I wanted to do was save a few babies in Indiana. We just had our 81st save on Saturday. Yeah. We have not announced this, but that save on Saturday was twins. And so God has an amazing journey for us. I am so proud to be from Indiana and to be among some of the greatest people that believe in life and stand for life like we do. Thank you guys so much for believing in us and supporting us through Dave's ministry.
Thank you. I got to put it back up. Thank you, Monica. If you've given directly to the Safe Haven Baby Box Project or even just given generally to Right to Life, you've been a part of saving the lives of babies like baby Nola and helping mothers in crisis. And that help will continue into the future as we continue to promote the Safe Haven law, the hotline number, and the availability of the baby boxes. I've said this before, and it continues to be true. Right to Life is really just a conduit through which all of you are making a difference for life. You're changing hearts and minds. You're encouraging women and men to choose life, and you're saving babies, both born and unborn. All that Right to Life has been able to do is because of God's blessing and the fact that many of you are willing to sacrificially give of your time and finances, and many of you are praying for the pro-life movement in north central Indiana. While our method this evening of bringing this event to you has definitely changed, we still have a fundraising need. The goal is $100,000, and I'm encouraged to be able to announce that we've had donors step up and generously contribute $46,500 to a pool of funds to be matched. This means that this evening and for the next 3 weeks, any one-time donation or pledge of $100 or more will be matched dollar for dollar up to $46,500. The match campaign will run through October 12th, so in whatever form you choose to give, your donation or pledge of $100 or more between this evening and October 12th will count towards the match. But we need your donations to benefit from the full $46,500. Your donation will help promote the Safe Haven hotline number, provide funds for additional baby boxes, help update and expand our billboard messaging that celebrates life and encourages women and men to choose life. And up on the screen, you'll see 2 new billboard messages that will be going up in the next couple of months. Your donation will also help cover the cost of pro-life radio spots that encourage and educate the public, and you'll be supporting pregnancy centers in our region, as well as encouraging students to stand for life. We'll have an opportunity to donate later this evening, but I want those of you watching online to know that you can click on the donation options at any time during the program. Thank you very much to all of you who make Right to Life a successful, effective pro-life voice in north central Indiana. What happens in the pro-life movement in this region is because of your efforts. I feel very blessed to be a part of such an amazing team.